Content. Welcome to Home Biz Tax Talk. My name is Lysandra Everett. I am the Home Biz Tax Lady, where I help home business owners win the tax game. Home Biz Tax Talk airs Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock-ish. And when you tune into my show, you're going to hear about topics that are important to the home business community. This week is Small Business Week. I had no clue until yesterday, okay? And it just so happens that, the week has been focused on business. Generally, I ask every Sunday, like, what do you want to know? This week, I really chose to focus on business and business structure topics simply because I got a lot of conversation based on the tax tips that I shared over this past weekend about LLCs. It really sparked some conversation. So I've taken this week to kind of clear up just stuff that's floating out there that isn't quite right, okay? And so today we're really going to be spending time talking about partnerships, okay? So with we started the conversation talking about LLCs. And the great thing about LLCs is that it offers a flexibility in the structure. You can be a single member LLC. You can be a multi-member LLC. You can elect corporate treatment, whether it's S Corp or C Corp. So the LLC offers a lot of flexibility, which is great. But when you change to other structures, you have to abide by the rules of those structures. And so that's why today we're focusing on what if you add another member to your single member LLC? Like, how does that really change things? Because people really just, like I said, don't really understand the administrative part and really don't count the cost when it comes to, switching these things up. Okay, so when you switch from a single member LLC to a multi-member LLC, you are no longer a sole proprietor. You are a partnership. Now, mind you, with an LLC, that is a disregarded entity. The only business structures that the federal government recognizes is a sole proprietor, partnership, S Corp, or a C Corp. That's it. So if you are a single member LLC, you are a sole proprietor. If you are a multi-member LLC, then you are treated as a partnership, okay? And you abide by the partnership rules. One of those rules is that your tax return is due in March, not April. Okay, that's one of those things that, like, most people just go shoo and totally miss that. Okay, so if you don't file your partnership return by March 15th, you are not in compliance and you can face penalties. Okay, so let's talk about, the partnership as a whole. So the partnership return is an information return. The partnership does not pay taxes. Okay. The only business structure that has its own taxes is a C Corp. So with a partnership, you have the business income and you have the business expenses. So, you can receive income to the partnership. You pay the expenses like advertising and all of that. Any bills that the asset, that the partnership, racks up. Okay. Any type of those bills that are in the partnership name, you pay those. Those are the expenses. And then anything that is left over, whether it's a profit or the loss, it then gets distributed to the partners. Okay. Partners are partners. They are not employees of the company. One huge misnomer is that, we can just pay ourselves, and we're good with it. And really try to run the partnership like a sole proprietorship. And that's not true. You have guaranteed payments as a partnership. You work all of that out in the partnership agreement, but there are other things. When you add a person to your LLC, when you form a partnership, there are things that you need to track, like, the initial contribution, which is going to be your basis. And throughout the years, does that basis increase or does it decrease? If a partner decides, okay, I want to be out now, like, what does that do for the rest of the share? Like, what are you going to do with that part of their ownership? Are you going to buy it back? Are they allowed to sell it or what? The other thing is, like, the expenses that you incur being a partner, that's not deducted on the partnership return. All of that comes on your personal return, and there's a specific way to do that, and it's all based on your your basis, the amount of the partnership that you owe. So, if you got two people, that's generally pretty easy. But we got partnerships that, you can have as with the multi-member LLC, you can have as many members as you want. You can have 1,000 of them if you want to. But all of that profit and loss is distributed based on your share, the share of the company that you own. And that's distributed on what's called a K1. So you're part of the profit or loss, or, if the partnership, donated stuff, you don't get to write that off at the partnership level. That is passed through on the K1 of the individual based on their distributive share. So when you decide that you're going to add someone to your single member LLC, you're really creating that partnership. And then when you do change to a partnership, you're going to have to get a new EIN. Oops. Right? Because you really are changing the structure of the business from the sole proprietor to a partnership, and vice versa. If you have a 2-person partnership and then one person says, okay, you know what? I'm out. I don't want to do this anymore. Then you have to get a new EIN to become a sole proprietor. Those are the rules. Of course, every state has their own rules for when partnerships need to submit their returns. But federal is March 15th. The state, you need to look. Most states generally follow the federal deadline, but some don't. It could even be after, but you still have to meet the deadline regardless. Okay. The other question I get about partnerships is about managing the expenses, like the expenses that I may incur, being a partner. If I have my home office and all of this stuff, like how does that get deducted? And it's called UPE, unreimbursed partnership expenses. All of that is not taken again at the partnership level. I've seen returns where, we're deducting home office and, personal mileage and all of that on the partnership return. And that is incorrect. All of that gets deducted on your personal return, and that's based on when you get your K1. This is why your partnership return has to be filed before you can do your own personal return, because that K1 is then added to your personal return. So whatever your percentage is of the profit, the loss, the expenses, any type of charitable donations, that gets added to your personal return. And then any expenses that you incur, maybe you have, your home office or what have you, that gets deducted on your personal return. So you see, it's not just, you just add somebody and then we just keep operating like a sole proprietorship. It doesn't work. That's not how it works. And so it's important when you do have a partnership that you have that partnership agreement that states how you're going to do business, like that, what happens if what's the process of adding a new partner? Like if you have 2 partners and then you want to add a third, what is the process of that? Like how much are you going to sell that piece of your company for? See, when you add a member, you really have to determine what level of membership they're going to have, because are you just, are you giving away a piece of your company or a piece of your decision making? There's a lot that goes into that. And it's not just, let's just all get together. We just gonna form this company and everything is going to be hunky dory and we just gonna make a lot of money. And no, you have to have that spelled out while you're level headed before the money comes. Because that's when that's when really all of the fights begin, when the money starts to come. So having that spelled out with who's going to get what type of percentage they have of the partnership, that needs to be spelled out ahead of time, right? Because what do I say? A good man keeps his word, but a contract reminds him of what he said. Yeah, this is why you need to have a partnership agreement in place so that you already have it spelled out as where you're going to bank, how you're going to make decisions, What happens if it's a tiebreaker, if we don't agree, how are we going to move forward? Just all of those operational things that help the business run efficiently. So it's not just, we just going to go slap somebody else's name on, on this LLC, and we just going to sing, hold hands and sing Kumbaya. No. And you have an annual filing. Every state has an annual filing, and you generally have to update your annual filing to say, yes, we have added this person as a member to this LLC. So, so this is why you just don't go and make these decisions by yourself. Like, this is just the tip of the iceberg. As your business grows, it can get a lot more complex than just, and what I'm sharing with you is basic stuff. This is basic partnership stuff. And it can get way more complicated as the business grows. The business gets more assets, buys more assets, sell more assets. The business might take out a loan, who's going to be responsible for the loan. All of that kind of stuff can happen with the partnership. And so this is why you want to definitely get a consult so that you can make the right decision for you and understand the decision that you're making. Because see, it's all well and good if it's a husband and a wife who decide to go into business together, right? That you can pretty much work that out because all of the money is going to be in the house anyway. But when you're dealing with people, outside of your immediate family, when you're talking about bringing on other people who may be investors and all of that, it can get really sticky. So you want to understand the decision that you are actually making when you decide to form a partnership. And it's not just, we just gonna add somebody and then we're just done. Okay. So that is the quick and dirty on partnerships. Okay. The whole reason for me doing these types of live broadcasts is to really help you understand the need for you to bring on a professional on your team, whether it's somebody virtually, locally, whatever. You really should not make these types of decisions on your own, because the professional that you hire is not emotionally involved in your business, and they're going to help you make a decision that's right for you based on your business and not how you feel at the time. Okay. So I really hope this helps you out, and look for more of these. We're going to continue these on in the coming days. But so that's it, you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Home Biz Tax Talk. Again, we are here Monday through Friday, 9:00-ish, and you can come here to get your questions answered about your home business taxes. Okay? Have a great day, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.